Let's get the lily of the valley. This is what the body of the lily of the valley looks like. And then there is a heart. Hook them up and put them together. I'll do it with the purple line. Let's do the purple line first. Take the strip and wrap it around your little finger, around the index finger. When you put your index finger on your middle finger, we ring the needle. This needle has two ends, one big and one small. Let's use the big end. The needle passes through the lifting ring. That's the middle finger. Now go around this coil on your middle finger. Wind the thread to hook it over. Start with a standing pin. Winding. Hook the coil on the hook. That's how you hook a standing pin. Then we need 6 short needles. Crochet a short needle first. Through the loop of the needle, hook the line here. Winding. After the one, hook the 2 coils now on the crochet hook. And hook. That's all it takes. Now, you can hook the first stitch here with a marker buckle. Take a marker buckle and hook this needle. Notice that this V shape is a stitch. Then take off one of these V shapes. We count the same V shape when we count the stitches. Then move on to the next stitch. Crochet through the loop. Hook the line here. And then winding. The line hook. Hook the 2 coils of the crochet hook together. This is the second stitch. Then continue to. Through the loop of the needle. Hook the thread over. Hook through the 2 coils of a crochet hook. Once again. Through the loop of the needle. Hook the thread over. Wind the wire and pull both coils together. Through the loop of the needle. Draw through the coil. One more stitch and it'll be 6. You can also count this position after you hook it. This is a needle. 3 2 needle, 5 4 needle. The coil on a 6 crochet hook does not count the stitches. Then take the thread off the middle finger. Pull this thread. Pull a little harder. Tighten the coil from which the needle rises. After tightening, the stitch that needs to be marked with S. Hook drop in. Let it form a ring. Take the mark off. From this pin line in the same buckle. We're in. And then hook the line over. We're going to hook a puller now. After the line hook over, the hook needle is directly this coil on a crochet then hook. Pull the coil tight. So a drawing needle is hooked. Then we start crocheting round 2. The second circle of crochet also starts with a to hook through stitch. The coil of a crochet hook. This is a standing pin. Then the second circle is the adding of 6 short pins. The addition of a short to hook 2 short needles into a needle head. Now hook it through the needle. Hook the thread over. Wound the thread through the crochet hook. 2 coils of the. So that's the short. You can also attach a marker buckle. Continue to hook another short needle into the same stitch. Through the needle eye. Hook the thread over to wind the thread. Hook through 2 coils. It's just a short needle plus a needle. Also hook 2 short needles in the second needle. Through the needle eye, hook the thread over, wind the wire and hook both coils together. Through the needle eye, hook the thread over, wind the wire through both coils. Move on to the next needle. I'll do it this way. 12 stitches after the second round. Thread through the needle and thread through the coil. Through the needle eye, cancel the winding. That makes 12 stitches. It's also the sum of the first needle is the one that marks the opening. Through the needle eye, hook the thread over, direct hook over. A coil on a crochet hook, pull tight, and then adjust the coil. In the third circle, a standing pin is also put in first. This is a standing pin. And then the third lap is a short stitch and an extra stitch. First hook a short needle and then seduce the needle of the needle through the inside. The needle thread is wound and hooked. Then the next needle inside is a hook press needle. It is to hook 2 short needles into the same needle head. And then again, continue to hook a short needle and continue to hook the entire circle in this manner. That's 18 stitches at the end of the loop. A short needle, a needle, short needle, the addition of a short needle. So once I get this or hook a drawing needle with the first needle. Here the first needle goes through the eye. Pull directly through the coil. Then tighten. Adjust the coil. And that's it for the third lap. We're going to go on 4. Start with a standing pin. And then the fourth lap is at an unbroken hook on the third round of 18 short pins. In the needle that drew the needle, hook a short needle. Just keep ticking without adding or subtracting. After hook and the first needle, hook a draw needle. Circle 5, circle 6. The 7th circle is full of hooks and 18 short pins. The first stitch of each turn, they all start with a draw pin. Hook a standing pin. Then hook the needle into the needle hole. Hook a short needle. Continue to hook 18 short needles without adding or subtracting. Hook dropping. And then we start the 8th lap. The 8th lap is also the first to hook rise pin. To hook through the coil of a crochet hook, this is a standing pin. Hook a short pin on the 8th turn. A needle. First hook a short needle. Pull the needle out of this coil. This needle goes through the inside. Hook a short needle. Then hook a drop needle. Pay attention to our choice of needle reduction. A needle is close to our half needle. That's the outer half of the needle. Pick the outer half of the second needle. The third needle is the outer half all the way of the needle up to the crochet hook. And then I'm gonna iron it out. So now we have 2 coils on the crochet. Wind wire E and pass through both coils. This is a drop needle. Go ahead and hook another short through the needle. The hook wire is wound and brought along. Put in another drop needle. Pick up the half needle that's close to us. Pick 1 stitch and then the next half stitch close to us. Hook the thread over. Bring that thread through the coil on the crochet hook. The next stitch is a short stitch. Hook a short needle. Hook a drop needle again. Pick the half of the needle next to us. The next half of the needle is next to us. Are stuck hook together. The line here. Press down on the hook of the crochet hook. so you don't have to hang up.
The winding brings 2 coils together.
Then continue to hook a short needle. A needle. Pick half a needle, pick half a needle. Hook a short needle. Drop the needle and pick the half of the needle
and
near
pick
us.
the half next to us.
Hook the thread over, winding with the coil. A short needle. A needle. Pick the half of the needle next to us. Hook the thread and bring it through. And then the first needle is also hooked with a draw
Through
needle.
the first needle over.
Hook the thread over. Then continue to hook the coil on the crochet.
Pull the coil out.
Then adjust the crochet, the coil on the. Let's keep checking. That's the hook on lap 9. This petal of the lily of the valley. Such. Take a look at the little petals. The same is also done first with the rising pin. To hook through the coil of a crochet hook, this easiest ending pin. Then hook a short needle into the first needle. Through the needle
Hook
I,
the
thread over, wind wire E and pass through. This hooks a short needle and the same needle. It's still in the first needle order.
Hook a
medium to long needle.
For
medium and long needles, the thread is
wind
one
a
first.
coil.
Wrap the coiler out the crochet
There
hook.
are
now 2 coils on the crochet. And then through the hook the needle line over. Now I have 3 coils on my crochet
Then
hook.
wrap
the thread and bring it through the same coils on the crochet hook. This is a medium to long needle. Next, hook a long needle into the same needle head. Long needles are also one first. Then pass through the needle. Hook the thread over. So when I bring it over, I now have 3 coils
thread is
on my
wound
crochet
through
hook.
the
first 2 coils on the crochet. The last coil does not pass through. Start by threading the first 2 coils above
Now
the crochet.
we have
2 coils on the
and
crochet.
then you
wind it and you put 2 coils together. So this is a long needle. Then hook a long needle into the next needle. Winding. Through the needle I. Hook the thread over. Wind the wire through the first 2 coils. Then wind the thread at E and bring it through the 2 coils on the crochet. So this is a long needle. And then continue inside
Hook
the
a
same
medium
stitch
to long
and
needle.
a short needle. Long and medium needles are wound
Through
first.
the needle I.
Hook the thread over. The thread is wound along with the same coils on the crochet hook. This is a medium
Then
to long
hook a
short
needle.
needle. Through the needle I. Hook the thread over. Bring it along with the winding. 2 coils on a crochet hook. So you've got 1 petal hooked. Then we go into the next order of needles. I'm going to repeat the same thing. A short needle, a medium needle, a long needle, a long needle, a medium long needle, a short
Repeated
needle. Checking in this manner. First, hook a short needle through the needle. Hook the thread over. Bring it along with the winding. Then the hook is a long needle. Long and medium needles are wound first. And then through the needle. Then thread it and then wind it through. 3 coils on a crochet hook. Hook a long needle. The thread is wound before passing through the needle. And then hook it over. Then wind the wire through the first 2 coils. And then wound it and then threaded it through 2 coils. And then you keep jacking. Also hook a long needle for winding the thread. Through the needle I. Cancel the winding. Through the first 2 coils. And then wound it and then threaded it through the 2 coils on the crochet. This will hook the long
Next,
needle.
hook
a medium to
winding.
long needle. Through the needle eye, thread through all 3 coils. Hook a short needle. Hook a short needle into the next needle. A short needle. A medium length needle is wound through the needle. Hooking the wire is wound through 3 coils. A long needle wound the thread. The hook comes through the first 2 coils, and then wound it and then threaded it through 2 coils. This method is to hook a total of 6 petals. Thread a long needle into the next needle. Go through the first 2 and then hook a medium length needle by winding the thread. It goes through all 3 coils. Hook a short needle. Hook a short needle into the next needle. Hook a medium to long needle. Hook a long needle. Hook a long needle into the next needle. Hook a medium to long needle. Hook a short needle. Alright, let's keep going like this. This last short stitch is hooked. Stretch the coil a little then bit. Cut it off. I'm going to pull this out. And when you pull it out, now this line right here is not closed. We're gonna need to close him up with a suture needle. Suture needle. This thread goes into the suture needle. After, take a look at this. This V is the rising pin of our second V of our hook. It is this short that corresponds to the needle in this order. And then come back. It's in this needle we just thread it out. We're in. Put on the bottom one too. We're in. It looks very continuous now. And then we go ahead and turn this flower over. And then we turn it over and the thread this line. Pick a needle here and hide it. You can just hide a couple of needles. Once hidden, cut off any excess threads. I can hide the end of the line. Hide 2 needles and cut them. And then you can turn it the body over. Of a lily of the valley. And there you have it. And then let's check this. The heart of the flower. Take this yellow line. Again, you wrap it around your little finger. And then bring it to the index finger. We start with 5 braid pins. The crochet comes from the right side of the coil. Go around counterclockwise. And then pinch it like this. And then twist it around. This is a slip knot. Adjust the coil and then you check 5. Braid needle. Start by winding the wire through the coil. This is a stitch wound through the thread. 2 stitches in the coil and 3 stitches in the coil. 5/4 needle. So that's 5 braid pins. And then we do the penultimate injection.
This is the penultimate injection.
This is the penultimate shot. The second to last stitch.
Our first needle is hooked with a medium
the
long
wire
needle
and then crochet through one side of the penultimate braid stitch. And then hook the line over. Now there are 3 coils on the crochet
the
hook.
wire
Through the 3 coils. This is a medium to long needle. Hook a short needle into the next needle. Through the needle eye, hook the thread over. Winding. Take to come over. Hook a drawing needle into the next needle. Through the needle eye, hook the thread over, straight through the loop on the crochet. Continue to hook a draw needle inside the
Through the
first
needle
stitch.
eye,
Hook the thread over, straight through the loop on the crochet. And then 4 more braid pins. Same first stitch. It's this pigtail needle on the penultimate stitch. Hook a medium to long needle. Wind the thread through the needle. Hook the thread over. The winding brings through 10 coils. Hook a short stitch into the next
Through
stitch.
the needle
eye, hook the thread over to wind the thread. Hook a draw needle into the next stitch. Through the needle eye, hook the thread over. Continue to pull over the coil on the crochet hook. And then we go back to this. The first stitch is the first stitch of this
Hook a
braid
draw
pin.
needle
Inside the first stitch. The first needle passes through the eye of the
Hook
first
the thread
needle.
over.
Continue through the coil on the crochet
Hook a trigger
pin, and then 4 more braid pins. It's also the second to last stitch. A medium long needle is hooked into the
thread is
wound before passing through the needle, and then hook it over, and then wound it through all 3 coils. Then hook a short needle. Thread through the needle. Winding. Through the hook dropping. And then the same
Hook a
thing. Drawing needle into the first needle. The first one we started to tick. The braid pin has a trigger pin in it. Then pull the coil wide. The coil is drawn and then cut to break the wire. Pull this thread out, and then you hook it through the hole. Hook it under with a crochet hook. The hook goes through the hole. And then just hook it over first. Pull both of them like this. Adjust the. That is a little flower heart. You can crochet through the body of the flower. This place in the middle. In the past. Then place the end of the thread on top of the crochet hook. Then tighten the wire like this. You can put the blossom in the. This flower goes inside. Let's assemble the lilies of the valley. I'm going to use this flower rod. After folding in half, cut into 2 halves. Use pliers or scissors to cut. This one is already cut. Use this one about a centimeter away. Give it a bend. Then take the heart out of the lily of the valley first. The pole comes out of the center of the arcade. This is what we're looking for over here. The row where the needle is hooked. Hook the row that stands up. To put this The other side of the pole is drawn from this side like that. And then you pinch these two together. Just squeeze it with your hands. And then I crochet the heart into it for him. The crochet goes from here in the center to here. Put the heart on top of the crochet hook, and then two. Let me take that off. Just put the two of them together. Cut the end of the thread a little shorter. Take this green wool that is the same color as the leaves. Leave about 5 centimeters. Start winding the rod. Make sure the first two turns are tight. At the beginning of this position can be wound more than a few times, and then it starts winding down. When wrapping, be careful to wrap evenly. Wrap it in this position on the reservation
That's about
wire. 26 centimeters long. You can start adding the leaves. The front of the leaf goes up towards the stalk like this. Make sure you pull the wire tight when you wrap it around. Pinch and add another leaf. Put the two leaves opposite each other like this. Or on a circle again. You can wrap it around 2 more times and then wrap it all the way down. Wrap it down about a centimeter. Then you can disconnect. Leave about 10 centimeters of broken wire. Then we tie a knot. Rest your middle finger against the line. Let it form a coil, and then once around the flower pole, thread from this flower. This middle finger goes through the inside of this coil. Line out. Or on a circle again. Pull the line tight. And then it needs to be combined with this soil. The flower stalk comes through the middle of the soil. Then you use a stitch or a crochet hook. Put the end of this line through too. Underneath the soil. Hook it with a crochet hook. Hook the crochet through the middle. Take 2 wires. Put it on top of the crochet and pull it over. Put the crochet through again. And the rest of the line. Keep going back to it. Then pinch the green thread. Don't pinch the brown thread. Pull this brown knot up really hard. Pull it to this part of the leaf. Then take these 2 pieces of brown thread. Follow the flower pole. Pick any length of thread and wrap it around. It's wrapped around this flower pole. Once wrapped, pick a thread and tie it in a tight knot. That should do it. The end of the line can be left alone. Let's take this longer flower pole, give it a bend, and then twist it into a loop. You can put it in the pot later. That'll do it. Then put the end of the line. Put it all in the pot. Go fill the cotton and give him a feel. Try to put a little padding in each direction. Make sure the pole is in the middle of the pot. You don't need a lot of padding. It should be flush with this flower pot. That's about it. Then give it this soil and stuff it into the pot. Then take a cat and soil color. The same color line is about 20 centimeters. Put on the suture needle. Let's sew the soil to the pot. Give the wire a slight twist to tighten it. Shake it from side to side. The thread is long at one end and short at the other. Adjust the and then from this part. Except for this lace, the second last row from the top. The short needle begins to sew up. It goes up to the edge of this soil. Don't pull all the threads in, leave a bit. Following. Continue stitching upwards. I'll do it this way. I want you to sew all the way around. And when you're done with it, take this thread from this edge. Pull it into the pot. To wear it. Where it comes out of the line. Go back to wherever you want to go. Take out the needle and pierce it again. Just wear it anywhere you want. Cut off any extra ends. Do the same with the other thread. Put a suture needle on it. Where it comes out of the line. Go inside the flower pot. To wear it. Take it out. Cut teardrops. Put the bottom of the pot. Hit it in the middle. Then adjust the flower pole. So you have a little pot plant.